Hi, Ryan. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you'd like to start off by introducing yourself and what you do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hi, my name's Ryan Amaral, and I'm the Special Programs Specialist at California Farm Bureau. I work with our YF&R programs, as well as leadership programs, Leadership Farm Bureau, and I manage the Rural Health and Safety Committee as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us for our CalAgJobs career interview series. The goal of this is to show our job seekers a little bit about what it's like to do what you do in your role. So, if you could share a little bit about what you do and how that looks specifically within your company.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say every day is completely different from one day to the next. So one day it might be here in the building. I travel quite a bit with my position as well, and it really depends on which area of my job I'm working with. For one of the portions of my job working with the YF&R State Committee, that's a lot of volunteer management. I'm working with our YF&R State Committee as well as the Exec Committee to put on all things young farmers and ranchers that happen in the state of California. We travel for the YF&R conference as well as the AFBF conference. We put on our own conferences, our summer leaders meeting, which happens every July, and then the YF&R conference that happens right before the annual meeting for Farm Bureau here. And so a lot of my role with that is working with our volunteers so that way they're successful. We are putting schedules together, putting tours together, making sure that the workshops are appropriate for the groups that they're going to be working towards and working with. And so it's a really good opportunity for these young professionals to build their leadership development skills. And that's really a part of my role, is to help develop these young people so that way they're successful in this position and also through their positions at whatever company that they work with. In my role working with the Leadership Farm Bureau program, I'm taking 8 to 10 different individuals and leading them through a cohort model leadership program. And so each month they're doing a different seminar and they're focusing on a different aspect of their own personal growth, leadership growth, as well as Farm Bureau knowledge and advocacy. And we really want to prepare these county level leaders to be ready to talk about Farm Bureau at a local level all the way through a national level. And they're going to be traveling quite a bit. We do an in-state tour of California agriculture. We take them to Sacramento here, and they do advocacy at the state level. We also go to Washington, D.C., where they're going to do advocacy for on behalf of farmers and ranchers throughout the state. And then we also do an out-of-state tour. This year, we're really excited. We're going to be taking the group to Arkansas, and so they're going to be able to compare California agriculture to Arkansas agriculture. What are the similarities, but also what are the differences? So it's a pretty exciting time. The other roles that I work with, so Rural Health and Safety Committee, I'm working with more volunteers from the county level. And with those, we are trying to provide areas of focus that California Farm Bureau can advocate on their behalf, and also create understanding in the areas of rural health, rural safety, as well as crime prevention. So really day to day, it can be very, very different, but it's a really fun job because I get to work with so many different people and get to travel throughout the United States.
And you do an exceptional job of it. I feel very lucky to have been a part of a lot of those programs with you that you're chatting about. Just knowing you, I'd love if you could share about some of your past roles that you've had that have led you to this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Before I came over here to California Farm Bureau, I was working at Modesto Junior College as a program specialist working with CTE programs. And so in that role, I was doing outreach, recruitment, marketing, event planning for all things CTE at MJC. I was also a club advisor to both the Young Farmers Club and the Manners Club. And so working with adults has kind of been, and working in the education world has always been something that I've been a part of since I graduated college. My role at MJC was really one that was campus wide. And so it wasn't just focused on agriculture, which was a really cool opportunity to learn about everything that the school had to offer. I'm really lucky that I actually attended MJC as a student, along with my sisters, my parents, my uncle, my grandma even went there. So it's kind of a family legacy and a really cool opportunity to work at an institution that has so much family history. Before that, I was at Virginia Tech, and prior to that, at National FFA organization, working with collegiate education programs. Really combining all of that and kind of working my way from college into young professionals and leadership development has kind of led me into this role, and it was kind of combining those skills of how do we develop young people and create leaders at our counties so that way our members are more successful to do advocacy from their county level all the way through the national level. So it's been a really great fit for me to be here at California Farm Bureau to kind of utilize the skills that I've been growing this whole time into this position.
Well, what an impressive history in your job experience, and also just the history of your family with NJC. You mentioned the CTE, and could you elaborate what that is for anybody who doesn't know?
Yeah, absolutely. That's career technical education. MJC is really lucky to be able to get, they were getting funds from the national level and state level. And so I was working specifically through strong workforce development programs, which is money that was coming from the state that was going into these to grow and develop these CTE related fields. And then we also received Perkins funds that comes from the national level. And so those were all those funds were used to build and develop and grow all of those programs. So that way they were able to offer more and stay up to date on relevant technology and relevant industry experience for the students that were going through those programs.
Great. And you're talking about these students, and a lot of our job seekers are these students. Do you have any advice that you'd give to somebody to one day end up in a job like yours in the field that you're in?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the best advice that I can give is to try anything because I can tell you from my own personal experience, whether I was working a conference over the summer or interning at Hilmar Cheese Company as the central receiving intern, you really build upon your skills and the knowledge and background that you get from every job experience, and that's going to help mold you into the leader you are in your position. And so, as you try on these different fields that you go into, you're going to find areas that you don't want to work in, but you're also going to find a lot of areas that you do are excited to work in and you do want to continue pursuing. And that's really something that helped me gain perspective of what I do like and what I didn't want to do. And so I've learned from every experience. I've gained connections and networked with every job that I've had and every experience that I've had. And so, saying yes and trying on different shoes and hats and shirts and whatever it is, trying something on over and over again is really going to help lead you to that dream career.
It's exactly what I say at our CalAgJobs booths at our career fairs is don't be scared to try out an internship that has nothing to do with your major or what you think you want to do. You never know what you might find that you truly enjoy.
Yep, exactly.
Exactly. So for all of our people watching right now live, you can comment below and we can have Ryan answer some of those questions in the future, or I can answer those for you. If you have questions about interviews, about resumes, or anything job related, we'd be happy to answer those for you. Otherwise, Ryan, do you have any final thoughts you'd like to share?
Thank you for this opportunity. If I can help any of you in a future job, feel free to reach out. You can find me on LinkedIn.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us today, Ryan. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks,
Thank
Maddie.
you.